Are we live on Facebook now?
You should be. Like right
Really?
now.
Right now, are you sure? Are you on Facebook and telling us this? Let's look if we want to know. What if I was to say poop or something like that? That'd be bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
We need to know when.
Well, we need to know when
Our
it starts
tens
and
of
all that. Are we
fans-
live right now? Yes,
Our
there's
tens
millions
of-
of fans
tens
right
of
now.
fans are gonna tune
yes.
in.
Well, yeah, at least 3 anyway.
Okay.
I'm the only one watching.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. That's where we're starting out. This is new.
We'll give it a minute for everyone
Yes.
else to finish up their morning 8
Yes.
o'clock work stuff, and then
Exactly.
they'll slack off and start watching us.
Yes. So.
So.
Anyway, Randy Conlon here and Mr.
Drew Sepperly here.
Talk about fishing in little leagues. Talking about the past weekend's tournament results and what some of the anglers caught their fish on.
And there was quite a few of them last
There
weekend.
was a lot of tournaments as always. Tabor Rock has took a pound in the last month or so. So, and all the lakes have. Lake of the Ozarks, I think there was 4 or 5 tournaments Sunday going out of PB2 alone.
Yeah.
So,
But you want to start out? We'll just rip it off like a Band-Aid.
yes,
Jump straight in.
go in, go at it. Go-
OMTT.
The
Tabor Rock.
OMTT,
Last
Ozark Mountain
Saturday.
Team Trail. Lake of the Ozarks
It's Tabor Rock.
at yes,
Yeah.
Tabor Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, Lake of the Ozarks.
Their championships at Lake of the Ozarks.
I'm here all day.
Yes. So,
Yep. Need me to help you out on that one.
yeah.
We took 1890 win. Keith Daffrin, Ryan Patterson, Team Texas
Yes.
pulled out the W down there at OMTT.
I heard they ran up the river. I'm not positive. I couldn't get a hold of them. Don't know that for a fact. A lot of people I know caught them on a puke tube.
Yeah.
Cliff Carnahan and them. And Brandon that works for us.
That's the Mike Webb special.
Yes, that's the Mike Webb special, the puke tube. And apparently it was working pretty solid there. They actually bid a lot better Saturday than they did Sunday, which is...
Yeah, I was surprised at the weights. You know, there's 3 bags of 18, several
Yes.
17, 16. It was fishing
No.
pretty well Saturday.
No, but actually there was a lot of fish caught. Top water hit and miss. We did talk to Corey Cook on how they actually cashed a check both days, Saturday and Sunday. Fished AIA plus the OMTT.
Well, now you're jumping ahead.
Well, that's true.
Dang it.
I know.
Anyways, there was an AIA the day after.
Yeah, the day.
But they cooks, white swim jig. Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, he said in the morning, he said they concentrated on the spawn. They started real close, and I talked to several people that did, throwing a white swim jig around the docks. And then, of course, if you can believe it or not, the cooks actually took a jig and went to fishing docks, shallow, which surprised everybody. And but that's what they're known for, and they are good at. They're probably one of the best.
Did you
jig
get, like,
fishermen.
on this map, did you get the docks that they were?
No, I did not get the
Fishing?
dots. They're sending me the coordinates and stuff, but they did not come through.
Yeah.
So for
Stay-
some reason,
stay
they were
tuned
showing
for that.
Palmitaire.
We'll get
Yeah,
that.
so we'll have that for you at the
Yeah.
next one.
So that's the OMGT. Like I said, it fished pretty well. Then it went straight into, there was an AIA
Yeah, Saturday.
that followed day on Sunday.
On Sunday,
So
started out. And took 13 pounds to get a check on about every tournament this weekend. That's what it took, 13 to get a check at the OMTT. So we'll talk about that. They run a great circuit and stuff. And then AIA was definitely a lot tougher bite. Me and Bobby fished it. I think we finished 30th out of, I think they was 93, 94 boats. I will go ahead, and if anyone can keep their thought in the prayers, everybody know that Marie Terrell, 3 years ago, was killed by a drunk boater at Lake of the Ozarks. The sentencing is today at 11 o'clock at Lake of the Ozarks. Would you definitely keep their family and keep them in your prayers? They need a lot of support right now. So, but let's get back to the fishing.
AIA Tabor Rock,
Yes.
Sunday. David Rice and Adam Rice, 1690 for the win.
Yes.
16, couple 16s, some 15s. Was it like 15?
Yeah, 15. Took 13, like 13.10 to get a check on it. The first place team, Scott and his boy, actually won last year's tournament in May. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said his dad, probably 40 to 45 years ago, showed him a place. It's in the James River arm, and they was fish suspended in pole timber in that 40 to 50 foot range, or setting in 40 to 50 foot of water. And actually, he said the first 30 minutes was absolutely non-stop gangbusters. on top water throwing a walking bait. And he said they caught the most of their fish then, and then they end up changing out and going to a shaky head and cold a couple times that afternoon. But he said pretty much the damage was done the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that's a fun bite.
Yes. Anyone that don't like top water's got to have a problem. I mean, yes. But and I changed it up. A lot of people, it was a tough bite. There was a lot of spinnerbait fish. Me and Bobby ran up the James along. I think there was 93 boats, and I think there was 91 up in the James, if I counted right.
That sounds about right.
That was, I mean, it was a packed house up there. But I was surprised at the spinnerbait bite. Our biggest fish come on a spinnerbait, and there was a lot of spinnerbait fish.
Because there wasn't much wind, though.
No, there's hardly no wind. No,
Yeah.
and that's what Bobby, he fished with Brandon Durr in the OMTT Saturday, and he said a guy just right up from them in a pocket caught a 4+ pounder, and he said dead slick of water and 3 foot of water, you know, and he said he was surprised because it was absolutely slick in the area they was at when he seen him catch that fish. And Bobby, when he caught the best fish we had of the day, it was dead slick. There was no breeze or ripple on the water at all.
Spinnerbait fish?
Yep, spinnerbait fish. Majority of the fish come on a jig, that puke tube, and then really not the topwater bite that I thought would be going on. I mean, Table Rock has got to be just blowing up any time on the topwater, you would think. I mean, usually it's full blown right now.
AA moving?
Yep, it took
Moving along.
1329 to get a check in it, and again, congratulations to everybody that cashed a check on it.
Going.
Gone,
Next.
yes,
Joe Bass, Pond de Terre,
yes,
Lake Potato.
yes. Good little lake. It gets for the fishing pressure it gets.
That's a secret.
It's-
Not a
yeah.
lot of guys know about it.
Yep, no, but it does have a lot of fish in it. I've heard it's got more keeper fish in it than any other lake in the state of Missouri, and I truly believe that. A lot of fish in it, but sometimes it can fool you.
Great little fishery.
Yes.
1645 for the win on that one.
Yep, Greg Askew and Terry Case did not talk to him. There was a lot of flipping fish. I'm going to assume that's what it was, some structure fish, because some of the guys I know that was structure fishing really didn't do that good, so I don't think they're quite out there yet. I think they're in that funk. Yep, they haven't made the move yet. I know Scott Hill and Brandon Hill, they had $13.99. I think they finished 4th. So the weights were stacked in tight. They caught theirs on a mix of baits. Colby Davison and Scott Kendi was 5th with 13.52. So, I mean, it was just hundreds of ounces separating everybody. But he said they caught them on, they had 25, 30 keepers. I talked to Colby, and just a mix of everything. I mean, it's definitely post-spawn. They had some topwater fish, some out and some shallow. So
There's just enough water in those bushes, I think you can flip it. But not very much, but
No.
just the right amount. They should be shallow. They could be. Those fish don't know what they want to be. Recovering.
this is the
So-
weirdest, and this has been the weirdest year. Everything's delayed. I mean, I've never been to Table Rock this time of year that you couldn't throw a topwater bait all day long. And I know people did.
Yeah.
And I pretty much suck, so that don't
Well,
surprise me that I didn't catch them. But yes.
That's why we're sitting here talking about.
That's
it.
why we're
Not
talking
on the
about
road,
it, because I can sit here on this couch or this table and I can promise you I can catch a 25-pound bag every time.
I've won.
Yeah.
I've won more money the day after the tournament than I ever
Oh,
have
yes,
before.
by far.
So,
I can lose 2
drive
big
home.
ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've lost 2 big ones and still turn around and come right and catch an 8-pounder. I mean, it's going to happen.
Joe Bass Truman.
Yes. I was actually there Saturday, fished an ABA, caught several fish. Took 15 pounds to win it. I just never had a good bite at all. I mean, I'm surprised how clear the lake was. I just fished the Osage Bluff area, on up into the Osage a little bit. I've never seen the Osage, and I only ran 4 or 5 miles up. I've never seen it that clear before, which surprised me. But and then the big Joe Bass, they had like 100 boats in it, and 19-20 to win it. So it's still fishing really good. Truman's probably fished better in the last couple of years than it has in several years now.
You think that's now that like this spring? It seems to be fishing really good. Crappie, bass,
everything, all the way across the board.
Because that's right at pool.
I think that's what it is. The last few years it's been flooded so hard, and the spawns have been so good, and you can see it now. And the only problem is, like a lot of the stuff I went to fish from just history, the water was up so high there is no vegetation or anything around the bank. I mean, a lot of the banks are just bare going down through there, except for the laydowns and stuff. And it is hard to find any timber or laydowns on.
I understand that. Yeah,
you
there's
know,
not
Lake.
much wood on that.
No,
lake.
there's not a lot of wood.
So
It's hard to find that. You know. So,
rock transitions. There's none of that up there.
Yeah, I got hung a couple times on laydowns and stuff, and it surprised me. I mean, one piece of wood in the whole lake, and I had to find it. You know. What I mean? Yeah.
Hopefully, that means Truman's can turn it around a little bit. Hopefully.
No, I think it is. I mean, it's a really good lake. Dale Reach, one of our, and he's actually on the Boatworks staff for Camus. Him and John Bennett, believe it or not, ran up the Osage. Those guys have, born and raised, they've fished together for over 20 years together now in team tournaments. I'd hate to guess how many tournaments they've had top fives in. They fished the lake for 43 years. Ever since it was built, they grew up in Osceola there. So, I mean, they're very familiar. But they ran up the Osage, had 1825. They've had several seconds this year, catching their fish on spinner bait, square bills, and then flipping a creature bait, which is a brush hog. And he said the bite was better in the afternoon. The bite just gradually got better as the day went on, which is typical. And our big Chris Callahan got 11th place finish at with a 1546. I talked to Chris and his partner Billy, and he said they caught all their fish flipping pole timber from Shawnee Bend on up to the cut through. He said just secondary points, and had a pretty good. He goes pretty solid bite all day. Caught a lot of fish, but covered a lot of water.
Sure, sounds like it.
So, but congratulations to all them guys. We're done with this.
Done. Put it to bed.
Yes.
Next up.
The big Solo Pro Tournament Series. I think he had 60-some boats in it, and Mr. Big Nayland Jones put the whoop'em on him. He had...
And this was at Lake of the Ozarks.
And this was at Lake of the Ozarks. I guess I was getting so excited. He had 1821s what he had. Still had a good bag fishing by himself. Took 12.20 to get a check up there, which is still a solid bag for, I mean, a solo type series. You're fishing by yourself. Nayland said he was skipping a jig around a lot of the docks, which surprised me. It's hard to find docks and stuff up there to do that on. He said a lot of them was back on the secondary points with the ledge rock on it behind it. And he said, we'd talked to him. He said he actually lost 2 4 to 5 pounders that day. And he said he thought that had done him in. He said he lost the last one, he said around 2 o'clock behind a dock. And he thought that had just put the nail in the coffin. He was done. And so he was actually surprised when he did come in and did have enough.
Sure, that messes with your mental game.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Just
throws
a little
that
bit.
Off just a little bit.
So, but and a lot of them, I talked to even Blake Felix. He said he ran up the Osage fishing just the small pockets, flipping a brush hog, and the last 3 docks in the pockets in like 5 to 6 foot of water. And he said he caught numerous keepers that day doing it.
Yep.
So, but.
Well, I was going to see Lawson Hibden too. What was he? Drop shot and rooster tails?
That's what he was doing. Yes,
he's
he's notorious for the rooster tail. That light
Drop
line,
shot,
you know, that 4-pound test usually, you know, and then he really likes that pink popper too. I don't know why that is, but he really has had a lot of success on that.
Carolina rigged.
Yeah, Carolina rigged, and it's a strange thing. He wears his socks on the wrong feet too, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but somehow it helps him.
Well, 1584 though.
Yeah, so no, he done good. So
They're not done.
exactly.
Solo Pro done.
Done.
Next up, the elite of the elite.
The elite of all elites. The tournaments that everybody is still talking about, they will be talking about, and you really are somebody if you're in this tournament.
The
That's
who's
just it.
who.
The who of who of who. And that would be the summer bass ball run by Bobby Morgan and Brent Lambert. So, that big Stockton Lake. And your fishing partner got dead good on that, didn't he?
What's that one?
On the, or no, that was Reeves Brothers. Never mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
we jumped ahead.
We jumped ahead again. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
So,
We got to be more professional than this.
we are. We're getting this figured
Ultimate.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Stockton Summer Bass Brawl.
yes,
First place, 1440.
yes. Jeff Bledsoe and Scott Anderson. I don't know what they done catching the fish. I mean, Stockton's been pretty solid. You fished it just a week ago, didn't you? Or 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago?
I was messing around, just poking around for some walleyes and ended up catching my bass, but they were all just post spawn males. Like every one of them looked like Twinkies. They were.
That's what me and James Grass, we fished the Bass World Sports Week ago, and that's what we caught several fish, but our problem was just getting a good bite. I mean, caught several of the males and changed it up some, but didn't go. I did talk to Scott Slaughter. They took second with 1361. They also had a 383, and that's the first place had a 437, second place had a 383. That was the big key to getting that bigger bite. But he said no topwater action whatsoever. Scott told me, and all of his fish on secondary points on a small jig and a shaky head. Said caught several fish. So he said it was a fun day of fishing, just not any really good fish.
Next up, last but not least, there was Reese Brothers at Palmy.
Yes.
On Sunday, and that was won by Rodney Edwards and Jason Kleins at a little over 14 pounds.
Yes.
Talked to them. I think it was just a shallow flip and bite. Again, it's like, I don't know, what, not a foot high.
No, it's just a little over a foot, I think is what it is.
So just enough water in the bushes to make it tempting, but not all, it doesn't sound like there's anything real consistent. You just kind of have to put your head down and grind it out and fish. So they're just, a lot of these lakes are in that funk like you're talking about.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's definitely post-spawn is, right here. We caught a couple fish. I'm positive that we pulled off a bed. We was fishing darn good up water at Table Rock. But I still think there'll be some fish on beds. I think the majority of them are done. That post-spawn bite will really go to kicking off your swim bait bite. Matter of fact, I left that out. I done the Meeks tournament Wednesday. Scott Hill and Terry Bradley won it at Table Rock with a little over 15 pounds. And I guess they just had an unreal using a Kitech. Was it 4.8 or 5 inch?
They're using the bigger one?
Yeah, the bigger one.
Gotcha.
4.8. And I guess absolutely just ripped them coming out of spawning pockets, wherever the closest channel swing to your spawning pockets and stuff, where they was suspending timber. And I guess once they got it figured out, and it worked for them. Bradley ended up finishing, I think, in the top 5 at the OMTT with Saturday, doing the same tactic. So, but there's a variety of baits right now that will work. You can catch them, you can have a lot of fun fishing. It can also be a very aggravating day right now on it. You can go a long time in between bites. But you can check out all these products.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. We've got it. Plus, you can talk to a big
online.
pro like this.
Yeah.
Mr. Jacob Welch will be on here on a lot of the afternoon signing autographs and stuff, photo shoots, everything else for anyone who wants to congratulate him because everybody thought he had won this weekend and all the phone calls he got, and come find out there's 2 Jacob Welch. So some other guy out there ought to really be proud to know that he's known for being Jacob Welch,
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Thank you guys for staying tuned in. We will be back again. Oh, upcoming tournaments?
Just upcoming. Yeah, we'll finish with some upcoming tournaments.
Yeah.
This Memorial Day weekend coming up. About the only thing we know of is the Elite of the Elite Summer Bass Brawl. Bobby Morgan, so up there at Stockton, tournament Saturday.
Yeah. And then one Memorial Day Sunday.
Yeah.
And then there's also the American Baitworks tournament at Lake Fork, Texas. $2,500 guaranteed. It's a American Baitworks only tournament baits, and that means net bait, scum frog, freedom, tackle, a jig. They have one of the best jigs I think on the market.
Halo rods.
And the Halo rods, you don't have to use a Halo rod, but
it's a bonus though if you're confirmed, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you get a bonus.
But I will actually be down there, so if you ain't got nothing to do, it's a great time to come down and fish Lake Fork, Texas this weekend. This is coming Sunday. But I think that's about it, ain't it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay then. Well, guys, thank you, and we will see you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30.
We'll get around.
We'll get around.
We'll get the coffee made.
Yeah.
We'll come find you.
So, thank you, guys.